feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks as they match up with a former league MVP, Matt Ryan, and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their Pro Bowl quarterback in his 8th season now in the league, Russell Wilson.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, and this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 11 yards there, first down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them, don't they?
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. Someone jumped.
This throw complete. Wilson finding Lockett. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called. Fire out and smack people.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back to the offense. Let's go. 25.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. The starters defensively now for the Falcons. They were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw on film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very careful with it, and making sure I see my guys open before I throw it.
I might curl up in the fetal position.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't think he's going to do that, though. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Carson. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
4th down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. And look here, it's an opening drive fake, and the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Wow, what a gutsy call. If you're the defense, opening drive, you just got the stop, or at least you think, and then boom, right back on the field for more.
It had to feel of something that they had planned for a whole week long. Hey, first drive of the game, let's be aggressive, let's go get them. And now defensively, they've got to be writing notes to themselves. In practice, work on fake punts right out of the gate because that was really unexpected.
In on the tackle, Devondre Campbell, Falcons leading tackler in 2018. Wilson now off the bootleg. Now he's flushed out left. And avoids the contact by sliding. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. They run it with Carson. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll run with McKisson, and he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here. What? Who it is? What? Watch the slap. Watch the slap. Watch the screen.
On third down, Wilson. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. On second down now, it's Smith. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now Ryan. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
The Seahawks 46-yard line.
Now Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper.
Let's go, go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now it's Ryan. Smith catches left side. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Back 25.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. To throw again on second down, Ryan. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. After the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. And we're going to get a peek at some of the hits that have helped them get this first-half lead.
And you know how the best hits happen? By being really good on that side of the ball in terms of fundamentals, being in the right spot, diagnosing plays well, and being there at the point of attack. They are really making it happen.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they had a long drive last time that they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not adding out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Here's McKissick. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Here's Wilson to throw on third down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And they had him bottled up, but here's a late flag, and a face mask is going to get a much better starting position. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now Ito Smith. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
You don't want nothing. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me.
On second down, it's Smith. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And the judge does a nice job there of navigating and picking up some yardage. Remember, no Tevin Coleman in the backfield, so he's moved up in the pecking order, getting a lot of playing time for these Atlanta Falcons.
They go play action now. Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side. He's got it at the 15. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 43 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Hey, express, go back.
Smith. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. On second down, here's Smith. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Carson. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. To throw is Wilson. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. Now Wilson.
This offensive line has struggled, in fact, when we said.
And he's going to go down again. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try to put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll start in Nashville. Tampa Bay making the trip to Nissan Stadium to take.
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the 2nd half in Week 8 in the NFL. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. 2nd half begins with a run by Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays, have them on the move on first down. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll toss it to Smith. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Here's Ryan. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A reminder, later tonight, Sunday Night Football, will see a game in the NFL 100 series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against the Chiefs from Arrowhead, and that should be a fun one. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again, Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'd open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Taken in at the 22. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. And quickly they get to the line.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 13.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. It's caught. Jones.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that. And Sims lost it. He lost the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. And
he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. And man, Charles, talking about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Let's go one more. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
They keep it with Smith on first down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got
blitz coming, and down he goes. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Mike's 50, and let's get it.
They go play action with Ryan. Looking deep for Julio, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You played through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Space to maneuver at the 40. It's complete to Lockett. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Looking sideline, incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 39.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That's going to be caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. David Moore, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off. The corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 37 yards.
That's an excellent read right there.
And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons push further out in front. And that was really just a great battle for that football on both sides. The result is a touchdown.
Ordinarily, I'd like to say it was a win-win, but it really wasn't because the defender, while he was there with excellent coverage, he didn't get the benefit, did he?
But he's not going to get chewed up in film session, will
No, he was right there. They'll tell him, okay, of course you need to knock the ball away, but they won't be too upset with him. He did his job for the most part.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson completes it to Dixon, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 8 yards, first down as they're able to convert. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. They're giving those short little routes. Tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you've got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, a short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. It's caught, block it. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out.
And Andrews lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They'll run with Smith. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd and 9, Ryan looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sims. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Set the tone.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. Looking end zone for Joe. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. That's on the first guard selected in the draft back in April, Chris Lindstrom from BC. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Ryan. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Andrews. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Atlanta, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Seattle, changes could be in the air.